Gemini, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. So we are going to do a Celtic cross reading for you. Full disclosure, I tried to do it a couple of weeks ago. Your energy was not ready. That's fine. We don't force any energy that is not ready. We won't get the messages we need to. I will say, yesterday, I was standing looking into this room. This is considered my tarot reading room and for astrology. I just installed all brand new smoke detectors. And as I was looking in this room, it started going haywire along with the one in the room behind me. And both of them were acting up, and then it stopped. And then I no sooner looked at my phone and it was 11:11. So I don't know if any of you have heard any alarms going off, any fire alarms, or just some loud noises, or if you've happened to start noticing 11:11. So there is something that you need to pay attention to. Your guides, your higher self, they want you to pay attention. So whatever you were doing, saying, thinking, during that time when maybe you heard a loud noise or an alarm went off and you saw 11:11, pay attention. There is something that you need to realize. Something is a go for you or something is a no-go. So we'll see if this reading helps. As always, take what resonates, throw out what doesn't. This is not just for your sun, moon, rising, or your Venus. This is for any Gemini placement, or if you don't have any placements, planet placements, you do have a house, an astrological house that occupies Gemini. All right. All right. So let's go. What's up for my Geminis? What is up for my Geminis? Okay. Oh, currently, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Challenging. Two of Cups. What's the root? We've got Mercury. Communication. Past. Four of Pentacles, guarded. Higher self, we've got the Venus. Okay. Near future. Separation, lost, love. Okay. You. Self-love. Okay, focused. All right. Outside of you, we've got a timing card. We've got autumn. Okay. Hopes and fears. We've got closed off and guarded. Outcome. Reunion. Okay. Well, I mean, there is a new cycle starting, or a new cycle that can start with the Wheel of Fortune, okay? This is divine intervention or a divine detour for you. With the Two of Cups challenging, either you're struggling with a relationship, somebody you are very attracted to. I don't know if it's you feeling you need to let go of it, or if you're trying to get a new cycle started with somebody that you feel very connected to. There's a struggle there with you or with that other person. Not 100% sure. The whole root of this is communication with the Mercury. You got the message in the bottle. So this is saying, this is travel as well. So could it be that you are not traveling near each other? Maybe there's a distance between the two of you. Maybe you were hoping to have a conversation with this person. And that's, with the challenge with this person is, maybe the communication isn't that great. Communication hasn't gotten started, something along those lines. Now, in the past, we have the Four of Pentacles. So you were a little guarded, a little shut down, securing yourself, right? Protecting yourself. Now, I don't know if this person walked away from you, right? Because again, we've got communication as the problem. So, but you personally either felt left out in the cold. So now you're guarded, right? And you're protecting yourself. Or you did in the past. Now your higher self, we've got Venus. So this can be an offer. Maybe your higher self is wanting to manifest in a new start with this partner. Or I'm getting also for some of you, this is just the fact of you wanting to manifest in a new partnership, right? Somebody you feel very connected to. However, there's again, with you in the past being guarded, that could be contributing to you moving forward and opening yourself up to new partnerships because of the past with somebody. All right. And so a lot of you struggle with getting back out and communicating to manifest in a new partner, a new love. Okay. And to be able to harmonize with them. All right. So there's the Venus. I love the Venus card. I just wanted to show you with the heart, right? It's beautiful, right? With those skies, when the sun's setting, I don't know. I'm just getting this very dreamy, you envisioning and dreaming of somebody either in particular or just in general, visualizing yourself in a connection that it's really magnetic. You both have the same feelings. You're headed down the same path. And I see you doing that. In the near future, we've got the separation card. So this is the lost love, right? The broken dreams, heartbreak and grief. So I think in the near future, you being Gemini, and I'm not downing you because I have a ton of Gemini myself. I get your energy, so I'm with you. I feel like in the near future, it's with the separation, I feel like it's going to come back to you. This particular person from the past that you are guarded from. I think you're going to start thinking about it, or who knows, I'll dig in. Maybe you'll start talking to them. Maybe they send a message your way, but the thought and memory comes back of the longing for this person or them, you. Okay. I'm not going to say which way. It can go either way with two people here with the partnership, okay? But you currently, you're showing yourself love, right? You are focused on you. You're focused on what your heart desires. Like I told you, I had this feeling of you daydreaming of what it is you want, a vision of a place, you meet somebody, that kind of thing. And that's what you're doing. You're loving on yourself, and you're in your mind creating this vision of what you want, and you're falling in love with it. You're focused. And you're manifesting. This card down here even says manifesting. And I've said your higher self, that's what you're doing. You know, it's dreamy. It's very dreamy right now. Now, outside of you, with other people, you know, what is it their thoughts are, their feelings? We've got the autumn card. So this is ideally a timing card. I get this feeling I think by autumn time, because it is a timing card and it's saying autumn, someone around you, now it could be this person that you were separated with. I get that feeling. You know, they might come towards you to want to start over. Now, I don't know if that is from wherever the communication starts. Maybe you move, you start taking travel, and this person sees this, and maybe they're starting to get a little anxious, because if you, Gemini, if you get out and about and you start playing, you know, you're already starting to love yourself, you're envisioning your life, and that's what you're doing. You're manifesting and you're keeping your thoughts to what you want. I feel like if you start taking travel and maybe you start taking steps towards this dream of this love, this grand love and life that you're creating, this person may start to sense that, and maybe they will come towards you by fall time. Now, we're right in the middle of summer, so fall's not that far off. We're talking a matter of weeks, or where are we at? August. Maybe a month and a half, maybe a little over a month. So that's pretty quick, where I feel like they're going to start to want to start over. Now we've got the hopes and fears here. We've got the closed off card again, right? Guarded. Remember, in the past of the Four of Pentacles, you had to guard yourself because you kind of felt left out in the cold. And maybe you're afraid that if they come towards you and open up, or if you start communication towards them and it starts this back and forth dialogue, that maybe you're afraid you will still remain closed off to this person. And maybe you're afraid the person coming towards you, because this card is also about the wounded warrior. And if you don't know, the wounded warrior is the guy, gal, no gender in tarot, but they call him the guy. I think it's because it's the guy on the traditional tarot. He keeps approaching the same situation, the exact same. So there's no change, right? He keeps coming back the same, but nothing changes. So both people have to have needed to change, right? Evolved, learned lessons, and then come back a different person approaching the relationship more maturely, maybe more clearly, whatever that may be. So I think you're afraid you're still going to be guarded and, also worried about them maybe not have changed and just coming back, and then it's taking a ride on the merry-go-round. And we know what that means. It means the merry-go-round just goes in a circle. It's not like the infinity loop where it takes a loop out and comes back in, where, things are in sync. It's just the circle jerk, right? I think maybe you're a little afraid of that if this person comes towards you. Now, the outcome, we've got the reunion card. This is a soul tie. It's a soulmate. It's a fated partnership. It can be about the past returning, but it can also be a past life connection. So with this outcome, I'm going to say either, yes, it's this past person, or maybe there's a plot twist and a new person enters the scene that is another past life connection. We have many past life connections. The key is, as I say, with my little key I hold here, some are meant to stay, and others are only here for a season for you to learn a lesson from. So maybe this person you are separated from is just somebody you learn a lesson from, and then it elevates you up a next level where you have a new person in. Or it's just this person coming back in for a reunion, and maybe they've changed, and there's somebody who should stick around. So let's dive in and let's do a little bit of clarification here and see where we can go with this. Let's start off with the Wheel of Fortune. What is this? With the Wheel of Fortune. Up. Gemini, goodness. There's the Five of Pentacles again. That was your past. This is a lot of cards. We've got the Emperor, Seven of Wands, Death, Four of Wands, Three of Swords, and the World. This feels like it's telling me here that there was an emperor that left you out, left you on red, whatever that may mean. It'll be different for everybody. Now, an emperor can be a husband. And I think what's happening here is that this person left you out and on red because they were married. Three of Swords. We've got three people hurting. And so they walked away because of something they were protecting. However, divine intervention has come into play currently. And I feel that there's been an ending with this third person. And I don't like to say that, but this is your reading. A partnership popped up, and now with the Emperor and the Four of Wands, that is another relationship, but yet Something was being protected. So you were left. Sometimes people need to protect their assets when they're married, right? Or they're protecting that person that they hurt. It can be different for all of you, but I get this feeling it's ended. It's come to closure with this marriage. And I feel like they're now, and also with the Four of Pentacles, or excuse me, the Five of Pentacles, I think this person was worried that they were going to lose out on financials if they left the person they were highly connected to, married to, and it doesn't even have to be married. They could be living in a house with somebody, right? They could have bought a house together. There are so many unconventional relationships that are not legally married. Or they just have unique situations to where they're married and then maybe they separate, they stay married, but they're living in two separate houses, or one's living somewhere else, one is still in the house. And it could, you get where I'm going? It can be different scenarios for everybody. This is a collective reading, so it'll be different for everybody, but there was something being protected, whether it was a home, shared bank accounts, could be, a business collaboration they were doing, but yet they were living separately, realizing the Emperor may have had something with you, but yet kind of left you alone because they were dealing with this. And now I feel, now that maybe some of this was out in the open, now it's come to an end and it's come to closure. So a new door can open for this Emperor. Now, no judgment on how the scenario went down. I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to tell you what's here. Spirit will tell me if I need to give you any specific advice, but that's currently where you're sitting. There has been divine intervention. So there has been some sort of split, even though in the past you were left, okay? But now we're talking about, okay, is there going to be communication about what has happened since you've been gone, right? And since they've been gone. And so let's get a little more on the challenge of the Two of Cups. Yeah, there's the Ace of Cups. Okay, it's a challenge having a new beginning with this particular person. I don't doubt that, right? That person had a lot going on. So maybe they were separated and it was just taking a long time to finally do the final divorce, because separating, while you can be legally separated, they're still technically connected to that person. And maybe that's just it. It was always a struggle to have a new beginning because this person was caught up in cleaning up some messes, with whatever that situation was to them. Anything else? Yeah, they were busy juggling. Two of Pentacles. It was a struggle to have a new beginning because they were juggling many things. They had many things going on. A lot of people, it's kind of amazing when I see people automatically jump into these relationships when the other person is separated. I know you think, well, they're separated. They're done with that person. Not really. You know what I mean? There's still a lot of technicalities, the paperwork, the assets and who's getting what. It is a lot. So, people really shouldn't get involved even with people who are separated. You do what you want, but at the end, it doesn't mean you're going to end up with that person. There could be plot twists as they're trying to do their final divorce. Separation is exactly that. It's a separation period. It's truthfully a trial period. And sometimes during that trial period, people will go out and explore other people. But they still have that option to go back home. And it happens more often than you think, where they go back home and then they leave you heartbroken. But then if they decide they don't want to be with their partner after that separation period, they're like, now I've had a taste of life outside of the marriage. I'd like to make it final. And then that person that they're connected to, married to, gets hurt, because then the other person's decided, well, I kind of enjoy being outside of this because of the trial period. So do you get where I'm going? I kind of wish more people would understand that, because I think they go into it automatically thinking they're separated. It's done. It's over. It'll be great. And then, things start changing. And then you get hurt. So whether they're separated, or talking about separating, I highly recommend stay away, because there's no guarantee. A trial period is a trial period. And so until they're officially divorced, and even if they've recently been divorced, they still need time to heal and cleanse themselves. So there definitely should be a cooling off period, so you don't get into this, if you follow what I'm saying. So what is this communication? Let's just get on. I know I kind of went off on a tangent, but I kind of feel like, somebody needed to hear that, or a collective of you needed to hear that. All right. What is this Mercury with the communication or travel? What is this? Oh, we've got a King of Pentacles in the reverse. Anxiety with the Nine of Swords. I get the sense that you've been a little worried, a little stressed out. Yeah, Two of Wands. So with the King of Pentacles in the reverse, the King of Pentacles, that's a slow energy. It's a steady energy. He can be reliable. He, she, no gender in tarot. But in the reverse here, it gives me this sense that, you've been in panic because they haven't been communicating. It's kind of like the communication stopped. And so with the Two of Wands, it's kind of like you were hoping to get a better idea of where this person was. Are you staying where you are, or are you taking a new path? Right? Because this, if you look on this card, he's got his hand on the wand, which to me represents a path you are currently on, right? The path you are, the past-ish. And then he's got the world with this wand in front. And so that's taking, to me, the new path, letting go of the current and moving on. So to me, you're over here worried and wondering, when is this person going to move on? Because Mercury is about travel. It's movement, communication. One, are they going to move on from the person they're separated from, or, trying to separate from, or divorce, whatever that may be? Are they going to do it? And are they going to communicate with me about this and let me know? Are we going to try and make a go at this? Are you and I going to move forward, right? Start a new world, travel towards each other, travel together. Are we in sync? Are we going to move together? And it stopped. And the whole root of this is, are we going to communicate? Are we going to pick a path forward, or are you staying in this path you're in? And that's why you're so guarded, which makes total sense because, you're like, but the thing is you don't want to wait. So even though this person is working their business out, still carry on with your life, right? So let's what is this separation in the near future for Gemini? What is this separation card about? What is this, please? The Strength. Ooh, I think I know where this is going. The Five of Wands. The Eight of Pentacles. It gives me the feeling that with a separation card in the near future, and this is also about divorce, so I forgot to mention that not only is it separation, but lost love, divorce, broken dreams, heartbreaking grief. I think you come to this it's like you're fighting in your head over, do I have the strength to hold on any longer, waiting for this person to work on the connection with you? And I also feel like you're like, do they have the strength to put in the work to finally divorce this person, completely walk away and be done? And it's all messing with your head. I get this feeling that's why you're currently in self-love and starting to daydream about what your new life could look like, right? I think I'm talking to a Gemini. You know what you want. You love it with this person, but you don't know, is this divorce gonna be final? Okay, you don't know. But you're currently in self-love, you're daydreaming, and your heart is focused on creating that love yourself. The more you love yourself, the more you attract in other people, other connections. And that's why I told you, you've been kind of waiting on this person and it's messed with you. And now you're like, do I have the strength to keep holding on and hoping that this person's going to put in the work and pull that trigger and be done and get divorced? But you're like, I don't know, man. I feel like because you've been thinking about this so much, you're manifesting in new opportunities. Tell me about this self-love. And I think that's why by fall time, this person starts to take action. Yeah, so we have the Two of Cups again, or is that the Lovers? No, Two of Cups in the reverse. Page of Pentacles. Page of Wands. You already know that you're free. You're free to move about the cabin. You're not connected to anybody. At least that's a Gemini I'm talking to. Unless you're a cross watcher and you're the opposite and you have Gemini in your chart and you're like, well, no, I'm actually the one separated trying to get divorced or whatever. That's fine. I'm talking to a Gemini who is free to move about the cabin. And if this connection doesn't work out, Two of Cups in reverse, all right? Because the challenge was a Two of Cups. Are we going to come together or are we not? Two of Wands, is this person going to pick a path or are they going to stay where they're at? As they say, shit or get off the pot, right? What's this person going to do? And you know there's no guarantee of this person coming in and having an honest, solid, conversation with you. You're already creating. What's interesting is the wand here. This guy's holding the wand. And close in this, she's got a little... Well, she's drawing it with her finger. Your finger can be a wand too. And she's drawing the heart and creating. You are, regardless, because you're falling so in love with yourself and the vision you have of love, there's no guarantee with this person. But you're free to manifest in the life that you want, to include another connection, even if this connection doesn't come together. And that's what I love about you right now, is you've kind of already done a lot of healing, which is a big deal. I see that you've already done a lot of healing, and now you're like, that's why you're envisioning this. You see this. So what's this in autumn time with this person in the past? King of Swords. The Four of Swords. The Moon. They're up in their head because they know you've had time away from them to get your head cleared. Remember, the Five of Wands. Is you staying out of the drama of what this person has to deal with. That's why divine intervention is coming in. Because the universe knows you came connected with this person free and clear. You didn't have any karmic connections currently, you didn't owe any karmic debts at the time. This person did, though. They have a lot of cleaning up to do. And because you've been away and separated, you've had time to clear your mind. So you're seeing through illusions, right? And it's almost like they realize you're getting clear on what it is you're capable of manifesting in. And I feel during fall time, they're getting real in their mind. They're like, okay, I'm starting to see the truth about Gemini, where they are and what they're manifesting in. So does this person, they want to have a real honest conversation. The King of Swords is not, they're ethical, right? They want to come in real. They want to have that honest conversation. What is this? Tell me more about this King of Swords. The Queen of Swords. They know that they had swords is communication. Remember I said the whole root of this was Mercury, was communication or travel, moving towards each other to have a conversation. They know with the King and Queen of Swords, they have to come have a conversation with you because they know you're like, whew, I've cleared my mind of this. This is a mess. This person's got a lot to deal with. I see through that illusion, and they now know that you see through the illusion, that they need to be upfront. They need to be honest. They need to come talk to you in order for them to have new intentions. So maybe they never came towards you fully telling you the whole story or having a real conversation. And that's what they need to do different, is to stop hiding what's happening in their life and to be honest with you. And I get that, Gemini, you've probably asked questions. We're curious little critters. So if you tried communicating and they didn't, they just blocked it off, then you eventually had to go your own way and start realizing, how do I see my life? And you're doing that. So we already get, well, okay, let's do the closed off, because it could be this, we want to see, is this person in fact going to come in differently, not like the wounded warrior? Because it's going to take a conversation with the two of you, the two of King and Queen of Swords. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. The Empress. The Queen of Cups. I feel like I might want one more, but so this person was slow to learn that you can't just have an Empress in your life without love, open emotion, a real relationship. So I think they're realizing this, but I think you're also still afraid you're going to be guarded and still not want to come towards this person. I feel like also with the Knight of Pentacles, it's taken a long time for them to come to this conclusion that having a true Empress in your life means being open with your emotions, talking about what's really happening here. I think they were closed off because the struggle was always having that new romantic beginning, relationship, emotions, and they blocked off and shut down. Now they have to come towards you and open up and talk about, yes, I see you as my person because I actually feel the love, the emotional connection. I don't want to get into this past. It doesn't feel like maybe they've lost that love, that lost in love feeling for the person they were connected with, or maybe it was never based on love. And now it's, okay, this was slow for me to learn that sometimes really being married and being in love with an empress means there's true emotion there. There's real love. I don't think they had that over here. Like I said, they were very much protecting something with assets, financials, pentacles, not wanting to lose out on money. But in the process, they ended up shutting you out. So what is this outcome? What is this soul tie here? The fated partnership. Is this new? Or is it this person? It's 10 of Pentacles. It's long term. It's solid. It's building that family and that community connection. It's solid. There was something here. King of Pentacles in reverse. And you worried that they were not going to communicate and pick a new path. Are you going to stay put because you're afraid of being financially deprived, right? Because when you go through divorces, sometimes, you get a little less, or you don't like what you've built up to fall apart. But this person was slow to learn that it's more than just financials. It's love, it's emotion, it's opening up, it's caring, feeling love, it's heart. It's not just about your money, your house, your company. So 10 of Pentacles, what else? So there's something realizing here. But, at the end of the day, it's, are they going to have this conversation? Is this going to happen? There's the Knight of Cups. They want to come towards you because they want that reunion. They want to link up with you. They want to offer that solid future proposal. 10 of Pentacles is 100% solid future. It is me and you. It's us. The proposal I'm offering is not just for today. The proposal I'm offering to you, whatever that proposal may be, some of them may come in with a proposal. You are over here, writing hearts in the sky. You're really manifesting this in. Now, I don't feel that you're doing that specifically with this person. I think you're just envisioning, I want to fall in love. I want that chemistry with this, type of connection. And you're manifesting in your true person. And I think this is your true person. It's just taken them a long time to realize. I'm in a connection that's incorrect because it's based on financials, because I'm afraid of losing my financials. But truthfully, my heart is pulled towards Gemini. And I want to come in with this proposal of not today, not a week from now. We're talking 20, 30 years from now. Gemini, this is where I see us. That's amazing. That's amazing. This has been a lot. This video has been kind of long, but I felt somebody needed to hear it. So I hope it's helpful. So let's get an emotional card for you, and we'll pull an emotional card for your person. So I don't know if this is what you want, but it does appear that this past person is coming in. You seem to be just loving life and loving on yourself and telling the universe, I want love. I want to find my love partner. And unbeknownst to you, you may not be realizing you're manifesting in this person. Resonance. Resonance is a deep connection with your thoughts, emotions, and experiences, aligning you with the universe's energy. When resonance appears, it reminds you of your connection with wisdom and your true self. I told you, you were resonating with the picture you had in your mind. You were manifesting. And you weren't being deceptive of saying, hey, it's got to be this person. I think you realized, like I told you, you were free to move about the cabin. You're like, fine, but this is what I want. I want to find true connection. I want to find love. I want to find my person. I want to end up somewhere where I see these beautiful sunsets with all these colors. You were dreaming, baby. You were dreaming. And you were connecting. And divine intervention came in and started blowing this up with this person that left you out in the cold. And why you were so guarded, because they were worried about money. And then the universe is like, it's not all about money. It's about love. You should be with somebody because you love them. And if that's not the case, then both of you come to the table and you're like, we're in this for money. Doesn't mean that somewhere down the line that isn't going to change for one party. And then they realize, I don't want just love. I don't want just a connection of financials. You want love. So let's get an emotional card for this Emperor coming back in to Gemini. And then we'll take a look at timelines, because everybody's on different timelines, you guys. You have to remember that. Okay, well, before I even shuffle, one was up and it says happening now. This is happening now for some of you right now. And I'll show you. I wasn't even intending. See, I didn't even shuffle. So we'll keep that one out. Some of you, this is actively right now. And we are getting ready to hit the eclipse. So the eclipse is on August 12th. I just did that video. It should already be out. Feel free to watch it. That might give you more insight. So anyway, got off track, but Gemini, you know what I'm saying? That's your energy. We go down rabbit holes like you wouldn't believe. We're like having all kinds of conversations. Keep up, right? Keep up. I feel like if you're a true Gemini and you resonate, you're keeping up with me, because I got a lot of Gemini myself. Okay. All right. For your person. Anxiety. So they do have anxiety about what they were going to do, because the anxiety came out on the overall route with the communication. Which path are you going to pick? You worried about losing out on your financials and your assets. So they're having anxiety. Anxiety stems from uncertainty about the future. When the card appears, it reminds you to let go of fear of the future and focus on the present, only in the here and now can you find true peace. So they were not in the present, right? If they had gotten in the present, if they were in the present moment, they would have been able to focus on which path. You know, people get divorced all the time. People break up and they split assets up all the time. If you do it right and you do it correctly, you're not doing anything underhanded, you're doing it genuinely for the real reasons, you might think you've lost out on, maybe a specific car. Maybe, you're not able to see like the dog or the cat every day. Whatever it is that's important to that person of losing doesn't mean you can't gain it again with the true empress you want to be with. Because if you're a true emperor and you're connecting with a true empress, there's nothing you two can't do. You can manifest in anything you want because you both are each other's equals. You're on the same playing level field. It's crazy when people get all panicky and this person needs to, in order to get out of their anxiety, they need to be in the present moment so the answers can come to them. We already see the answers. So some of you, we've got April and spring. So others of you were not, which isn't that really that far off. While we're looking, so where are we at now? August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. We're looking at 8 months or sometime in spring. Some of you definitely April, and some of you will just be in sometime spring. Others of you, this is happening right now. So you've already gone through this, a lot of healing. Others of you, this scenario is going to start to play out for you. Okay? Wow, Gemini. Y'all have interesting readings, but I get it. I have a lot of Gemini energy, so sometimes my days go interesting. I can work on 5 different topics at the same time, and it's not that it's good or bad. It happens. And your reading, like I said, is very much quick and jumpy, right? With all the manifesting, here's where we are. Well, screw it. This is where I'm going, and then your person's like, wait a minute, hold on. We need to have a real conversation, just kind of like, it's like a squirrel, man. It just kind of keeps going. But it looks like you could have the reunion with this person happening now. Some of you, April or sometime next spring. So until the next one, I know this was long. I love you guys. If it resonated, hit the like button, share, comment, subscribe. Till the next one, I'll talk to you soon.